Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Kelly and today we'll be doing mat Pilates with resistance bands. So if you have a band, I have you go grab that now. You may have several bands, they do come in various resistances. So for example, my set comes with a light, medium, and a heavy. Today I'm going to choose just to use my medium band because it's going to be great for me for all exercises and I won't have to switch out. If you have different resistances, you can switch out light for arms, heavier for legs, or if you have any injuries, you can swap out a lighter band at any time. If you just have one resistance band, you can just use that one for the duration of the exercise as well. And some of these exercises you'll be able to do without a resistance band at all. So if you have an injury or you don't like to use the resistance band for a certain exercise, feel free to drop it. So let's get started. I'm going to take the band around my back, and it's going to come right around my rib cage, kind of right underneath my shoulder blades. And you just want the band to kind of be open, make sure it's not all folded up. We're going to get started with some breathing. And I love the band to cue a Pilates breath, just so you can really get a tactile cue for how that breath should feel. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap the band around. I'm going to grab the opposite end of each hand. And you're not going to pull it super tight, but just enough so you can feel it around your entire rib cage there. So just relaxing the shoulders, sitting up tall. If it's uncomfortable to have your legs crossed, feel free to extend them out fully. So we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, and what you want to feel is the sides of the rib cage opening out into the band. So you want to feel a little expansion into that band. On the exhale, purse your lips like you're blowing out a candle, and give that band a little pull with both hands, just gently, so you can feel those ribs close together. So again, it's going to be a deep inhale as you feel those ribs expand into the band, and exhale, close the ribs and just give that band a little pull. So this will really help you when you're trying to find an imprint or when you're trying to feel that rib connection, when we're doing a lot of abdominal work. So inhaling through the nose for what we call a 3D lateral breath. So lateral means we want the ribs to come out to the side so you can feel that band working. And exhale out the mouth, closing that band. Just two more on your own. Deep inhale. And exhale, contract. One more inhale, open the band. And exhale, closing that band. So that should really help you feel how that rib cage should be moving throughout your Pilates breath. So just uncross the band and take one end of each hand as we come to all fours for cat-cow. So I'm just going to keep this band in my hand so I can easily transition, bringing the band right underneath the palm of my hands and my knees right underneath my hips. So knees are about hip distance apart, hands are shoulder distance. I've got the ends of the band just under my palms. And again, you can see that band is right around my rib cage. So finding a neutral spine to start, lifting the ears up, pushing up through the shoulders. We'll take a deep inhale. And then on the exhale, you're going to scoop the belly around the back and drop the head, pressing the spine up into that band so you get a really nice, scary cat stretch here. And then inhale, drop the spine, lift the tail, lift the head. Exhale, scoop the belly around the back. And inhale, drop the chest, lift the tail, lift the head. Just take a few rounds on your own here. It should feel really nice with that band around your back. Just so again, you can get a little tactile cueing of how the spine is moving. And if there's any other movements that feel good for you here, feel free to take them now, just to get the body warmed up. And if you ever feel like there's too much tension in the band here, you can release the band down a little bit so you just have the tippy ends of the band underneath your hands. Let's go for one more round here. And we'll find neutral here. So now I'm going to take the band and I'm just going to wrap it around the back of my right foot. So I'm going to sit up for that. I'm going to take the band down. I'm going to place it around my right foot. And then I'm going to take both ends with me as I come back to all fours. So I'll give you a second here. I know sometimes it's a little awkward to get that band into place. But you want that band really secure underneath the palms, pushing up through the shoulders, pulling the ribs off the floor. So we're going to take a big inhale. On the exhale, that right foot with the band on it is just going to press back in line with the hips. So you're really going to feel the back of the leg ignite here. And then we'll bend the knee into the chest. So we exhale, press, trying to bring that leg up in line with your sits bone. and then bend the knee in. Again, really pushing up through the shoulders, pulling the ribs off of the floor. Fingertips are spread wide. Make sure you have a good grip on the band. Again, if it's too much for you, you're welcome to do this without the band, or to loosen your grip on the band, coming all the way down to the end so you have less tension. Let's go for 2. Last one, press out and hold. We'll take the band and the leg down to the floor, and then exhale, lift. So just a lower and a lift. Making sure the weight isn't sinking into that left side, trying to center the hips, squaring off the body. And you should feel the back of the leg here, the glute and hamstring turning on. Just 2 more. Last one, lower that leg, bend the knee in and drop it down. But don't lose your band here. So you're going to take both ends of the band into the right hand, and then we'll just turn to your left side. So we're keeping that right foot in the band. Now, option here, the easier option is going to be to lie down all the way on your side and to take your arm underneath your head as a pillow. I'm going to go ahead and go onto my forearm. So this is just going to challenge you a little more for stability in the shoulder and the core. My bottom knee is going to be bent, and I'm going to take the ends of the band, let's just make sure they're even here, and to my right hand. I'm going to pull that elbow towards my hips. So I have tension on the band, which you should be able to see there. My hips are stacked. Again, I'm pushing up through the shoulder, closing the ribs, core is really engaged, and we're going to take a deep inhale. On that exhale, we're just going to lift the leg up to hip height and lower down. So it's just a lift and a lower, and I think I want a little more tension here, so I'm just going to choke up on that band just a little bit. So lift and lower. But again, if it's too much tension for you, you can drop the band or just loosen your grip a little bit, whatever works for your body today. Let's just go for 2 more here. Last one, go ahead and lift and hold. We'll take that leg, we're going to swing it forward and pull back. So here it's really important that we keep those hips nice and stable. So you don't want any rocking around in the hips. You're really using that core to keep the hips really still. Those ribs are pulling in. And again, if you're on your forearm, you're really pushing up through that shoulder. Feel free to loosen your grip on the band at any time if it becomes too much. You should feel the back of the leg here turning on as you pull that leg back behind you. Only taking the leg forward as far as you keep the hips stable. Let's do 1 more. We'll pull that leg back in line with the body, hold. Let's draw a little circle, just forward, down, and around. So you can see my circle's pretty small, and I'm trying to keep my hips stable. That's why I'm making my circle so tiny. So really controlling from the core. Last one here, let's reverse. My top arm's getting a little workout too, holding onto that band, added bonus. Can you push up through that left side even more? Almost done here for 2. And 1 lower down. Good. Go ahead and release that band. We'll sit up. And now we're going to do the other side. So I'm just going to turn this way so you can see me. But we're going to take that band around the left foot if it's easier for you to do here than when you're on your knees. You can go ahead and do that. I'm going to take my foot in. Coming to all fours, I'll take one end of the band into each hand. Making sure it's really secure underneath my palms, walking my knees back under my hips, pushing up through the shoulders, pulling those ribs off the floor again. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, press that leg straight back in line with the hip. Inhale, bend. So exhale, press and bend. And again, we're trying to get that leg all the way up in line with your body, up in line with your hip. You should really feel the glute and hamstring turning on here. Lifting those ears, pushing up through those shoulders, trying not to sink through your right side. Again, welcome to do this without the band. Last one out. Let's take that leg down and lift. So it's just a lower and lift. Again, working the back of the leg, keeping those hips really stable and secure. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, just like we practiced with the band. For 2. Last one, lower down. I'm going to bend the knee in. I'm going to switch both ends of the band to my left hand and turn to the side. So trying to do this without losing the band so we don't have to regroup every time. Again, you're welcome to lie down on your side with your arm as your pillow, but I'm going to take it onto the forearm again. So now my bottom knee bent, making sure my hips are stacked. I'll extend that left leg out long. And again, you can adjust the tension on your band to wherever you feel is enough work for you. And then I'm going to pull the elbow right to my hip so I can keep that tension the whole time. So hips are stacked, pushing up through the shoulders. Obliques are engaged. We'll take a deep inhale and we'll exhale to lift and lower. So just a little lift and lower here. Again, I'm really focused on keeping my hips stable, which comes from the core. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's go for 2. Up and hold here. So that leg's going to go forward and back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pull it back. So we only want that leg going forward as far as you can keep those hips stable. And then on the exhale, the glute and hamstring works to pull the leg back. Keeping those ribs really closed, like we practiced in our breath work, so that the core stays engaged to stabilize the hips. Let's do one more here. Pull back and hold right into those circles. So go forward, down, and around. And again, I'm keeping that circle pretty small so that I can keep my hips still. And let's reverse here. So we'll go back, down, and around. Can you push up through that bottom arm even more? I know I could right there. Don't want to find myself cheating. Last one here. Go ahead and lower down. We'll carefully sit up. And I'm going to turn to the side here so that we can take both feet into the band. So I'm going to keep my left foot in, and then I'll take my right foot in with it. So I have my feet just about hip distance apart. And I'm going to have my knees bent with my heels kind of plugged down into the floor. I'm actually going to scooch up here a little bit because we're going to be going all the way down onto our backs. So I'm going to take one end of the band into each hand. I'm actually going to give my band a little bit of a wrap around my hands. So I've got a nice strong squeeze. I'm going to sit up really tall, finding a nice neutral spine, dropping the shoulders down. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. On the exhale, you're going to start to tuck the pelvis, rounding back away from the legs. You're going to start to use that band to help you here resist your way down. So you want a hollow belly as you slowly round down one vertebrae at a time. And you can start to use your biceps here to help control your descent all the way down until your head comes down last. So neutral spine here at the bottom. Deep inhale through the nose. We'll nod the chin to the chest. And then on the exhale, use your biceps to assist you as you roll all the way up. So you really give yourself a bicep curl as you round over those legs. And then sit up tall to vertical. From here, keep that nice vertical spine. Bend the elbows, just doing one tricep press back. Bending the elbows in. Again, we'll go down. So we'll exhale, tuck the pelvis, rounding back as slow as you can go. Use the band to help your descent. Again, you can always do this without the band if you prefer. Head goes down. Deep inhale, nod the chin to the chest. Exhale, this is where your bicep curl comes in to help you round all the way up and over the legs. Inhale, sit up tall. Elbows right by the hips, giving one tricep press. Bend the elbows. And again, exhale, slowly hollow the belly. Pulling those ribs in nice and slow, controlling yourself from the core. Again, use those arms to assist you. All the way down. Head comes down last. Inhale through the nose. Nod the chin to the chest. Exhale, use that bicep curl in the core to help pull you all the way up and over those legs, rounding the spine until you get over the legs. Sitting up tall. Elbows by the hips, give me that tricep press. Good, let's do 2 more. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, rounding back, hollow the belly. Option to have a ball between the knees here or a pillow if you need help keeping your knees aligned. All the way down, head going down last. Inhale, chin to the chest. Exhale, using those biceps as you slowly pull yourself all the way up and over the legs. Inhale, tall to vertical. Let's do that tricep kick. And then one more. Exhale, hollow the belly. Rounding back nice and slow and controlled. Use that band to assist your descent. All the way down, releasing the arms. Inhale, chin to the chest. Exhale, bicep curl as you round the spine, pulling yourself all the way through the legs. Sitting up tall. One more of those tricep kicks, and release. So I'm going to extend the legs, and I'm going to untwirl the band around my hands. So I'm just going to release that, and now I'm going to take both ends of the band and cross. So if you're blessed to have tight hamstrings like I am, I'm just going to give a slight bend in my knees. You don't have to, though, if you're nice and flexible in the hamstrings. Bending the knees is just going to help me get a nice neutral spine here. I don't know if you can see, but with my legs extended, I've just got a little bit of flexion here. So with that bend, I'm able to get really neutral and tall. So you can also sit on a yoga block or a phone book or a book if that helps you get into neutral better. So I'm just going to make sure my band is even here. I'm going to cross the sides, and I'm going to keep my knees hip distance apart. And again, if you're having trouble keeping the knees open into hip distance, you can place a ball or a block or a pillow in between your knees just to assist you there. So holding opposite ends of the bands. Again, you can pull up or down depending on how much resistance you want. I'm going to choke up just a little bit. Finding my nice tall neutral, I'm just going to go into a row. So we're going to exhale, pull those elbows out in line with the shoulders, and then slowly release. So again, I'm going to choke up just a little more, so a little more tension, driving through my heels. We exhale, pull, and release. So this kind of mimics that rowing that we do on the reformer when we're facing the back of the room and we've got the straps. So this should feel really familiar to you. And what we want to do is think about those shoulder blades gliding together in the back of the body. So pulling those shoulder blades together, trying to keep those elbows even across the body as they come up. And the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. So let's go for 2. Exhale, pull. Inhale, release. Last one. Exhale, pull. And release. So now we're going to go to a single arm, and we'll add just a little bit of rotation to get those obliques turning on. So I'm going to start with my right arm. I'm going to pull that right elbow back, and I'm going to turn and look towards the direction of my right elbow, and then slowly release back to center and look in the direction of my hand. So let's switch sides. Left hand, exhale, pull back, turn and look towards the direction of your elbow. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull and look, and slowly release. Now, as you rotate, can you get just a little taller through the spine and feel those obliques work to rotate you, keeping that shoulder down away from the ear. Exhale as you rotate. Inhale, come to center. Nice and tall, keeping that neutral spine. The ribs are still pulling in towards each other. The knees are staying hip distance apart, which again might be a little more challenging here as you're rotating. But again, you can always add a prop there if you need it. Let's do one more in each direction. Exhale, reach and center. Exhale, reach and center. So I'm going to go ahead and uncross my straps here. And I'm going to come down towards the ends of my straps here just so I can lie down on my back. So I'm going to scooch my bottom forward just like we did in our earlier roll down. I'm going to take it nice and slow as I exhale, tuck the pelvis, slowly round all the way down to my back and drop the head. So from here, we're going to go right into our ab work. So I've already got the band around both of my feet. I'm just going to slide my feet together in the band and bring it towards the balls of my feet. So I'm just going to bring my legs up to do that, just to make sure it's on the balls of the feet. Got both ends of the strap. And I'm going to choke up a little bit, so I've got a little more work for myself. I'm going to bend the elbows and drop the forearms and the elbows right down to the mat by my sides. So I'm going to have a nice imprinted spine here. So if you're new to Pilates, an imprint is where we've got no space between the low back and your mat. So you want to pull those ribs down and find every vertebrae touching the mat. I'm going to have my knees stacked right over my hips in a nice tabletop position with my shins parallel to the floor. I'm going to take a big inhale. On the exhale, you're going to press both legs out away from the body and inhale, bend back to tabletop. So it'll be an exhale to press and an inhale to bend. So again, I'm going to pull up just a little bit to create a little more tension for myself. Exhale, press, inhale, bend. As you press out, the higher the legs go, I'll just demo for you here, the higher they go up, the easier it'll be to maintain your imprint. But the lower they go towards the ground, the more challenging it'll be to maintain your imprint. So you can work whatever angle is best for your body so that you can keep that nice, strong imprinted position. You also have an option to lift the chest here if you want more. If you want less, you can do this without the band. So plenty of options. And you might realize that this kind of mimics your feet and straps on the reformer. So just a little bit of tension as we do our ab work here. Let's go for 2 more. And on this last one, we'll exhale, press, and hold. Keeping those legs extended, we'll lift them up to the sky. Exhale, lower the legs down just as far as you can maintain your imprint. That's going to be different for all of us. And then inhale, control to the top. So think about lengthening the legs away from the body as they lower down. That'll really get that tension in the band. And then inhale, control to the top. So instead of just lowering down, we're thinking about reaching out through those legs. And then inhale, slowly lift. And again, your options here, you can limit your range of motion, not go quite as far. It'll make it a bit easier. You can drop the band. That'll also make it a little easier. Or if you want it more challenging, you can lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Just make sure wherever you are, if you're using the band, those elbows stay anchored to the mat. Those ribs stay closed. And you keep that nice imprinted spine with no space under the low back. Let's do 2 more. I'm sure you've got it in you. I'm sure you're doing a great job at home. Stick with me. Just 1 more after this. Exhale. And let's lift up. We'll bend the knees in. So I'm going to keep my feet in the band. I'm just going to open my toes. So I'm going to keep my toes in the band and bring the heels together. So I'm in a froggy position. So I've got my knees as wide as my shoulders. I've got tension on the band still. And for this one, I am going to lift my head, neck, and shoulders, keeping my nice imprint in my spine. Elbows are anchored, knees are over the hips, closing those ribs. On the exhale, let's press out, fully extending the legs, and inhale to bend. So we exhale, press, and bend. So again, options, you can lower the chest. As you press out, you can always take the legs higher to the sky. That'll help keep your imprint. The lower you go, the more challenging it will be. Or you can always drop the band. So with this one, you should really start to feel those obliques kick on. And we'll exhale to press. Inhale to bend. And when we're done here today, you can always go back and do more of any exercise. So feel free to rewind later and add a few extra reps. Last one here, keeping the chin off the chest. We'll bend the knees in and slowly lower down. Let's go ahead and take that band off. Just gives those knees a little hug, a little rock side to side. Because we're going to flip over on our stomachs. Since we worked the front of the body, let's go ahead and work the back of the body, just so we're even. So I'm going to start by taking the band around my back. It's just easier for me to get it there before I'm lying down. So I'm just going to take it behind my back. Maybe make it a little more even, so it's a little more easy for me here. And then I'm going to go ahead and lie down on my stomach. So I've already got the band around me. I'm going to drop my head, and then I'm going to take that band. I'm going to slide it down right underneath my bottom, just so it's about arm's distance. And I'm going to have my palms facing the sky. So I'm holding the band right outside my thighs. My legs are about hip distance apart. If you've got a little tension in the low back, you can always open the legs a little wider, turning the feet out. So I'm holding the band with both hands just outside the thighs. Palms are facing up. Forehead is down into the mat. So I'm going to pull the ribs and the belly button off the mat to protect the low back. And I'm going to press my pubic bone down into the mat. So pubic bone is heavy, belly button is lifting up. We'll take a big inhale. On the exhale, you're going to roll the shoulders back, lift the chest just a few inches, looking about 4 to 5 inches away from you. And as you lift up, extend the arms out, giving a little pull on that band away from the body. Inhale, lower down, release the tension of the band as you bring the forehead to the mat. So we'll take a big inhale. Exhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders open, pull that band apart as you squeeze the shoulder blades together, looking about 4 or 5 inches in front of the nose. And then inhale, lower down, release the band. Keeping those wrists long, deep inhale. Exhale, shoulders roll back, lift and reach, pulling that band. Remember that belly button is really pulling up here. Inhale, slowly lower down. Again, your options here are to forego the band, so you can drop the band. And do it without. And if you want a little more, you can add a little more tension to that band. So just choking up a little closer to the legs so you can get a little more work as you pull the band out. Let's go for 3. Exhale, lift and pull, shoulder blades together. Inhale, release. Last 2, that belly button pulls up and lower down. Remember those feet are staying heavy. And last one here, reach. And lower down. I'm going to take my hands right underneath my shoulders so I can push myself back into a child's pose. Don't worry about the band, it'll fall off on its own. Just to get some flexion after that extension. And then I'll carefully round up one vertebrae at a time. So let's have a seat. We're going to get into some arm work. I love having the band with me when I travel. It's so light and so easy to take with me, so I don't have to carry heavy weights. I can always do arm work wherever I am. So for our arm work today, I'm going to start taking it behind my back. Again, you're going to try not to have it super folded up. It's going to be nice and long. And I have it right underneath my shoulder blades. I'm going to pull in on the band, so I have a lot of tension to work with. And I'm going to have my palms facing the sky. So you can see the band is coming out of my thumb side. It's coming from my forearms, across my palm, and out my thumb side. We're going to pull those elbows bent, hips sitting up nice and tall. Again, if this is uncomfortable for your legs, go ahead and extend them out in front. So we'll take a deep inhale. On the exhale, you're going to do a little serving motion. So we're going to serve the platter as we press out, bringing the arms up to shoulder height, and slowly release. So we're going to exhale, press. Control back to the hips. So those palms are staying up to the sky. The shoulders are pulling down away from the ears. Again, you can adjust your grip so you have more or less tension. Or if it's too much, you can do just the arm motion without the band. You'll still get benefits there. Just doing what's right for your body today. Nice, tall, neutral spine. Remember that breath pattern we did at the beginning. We exhale. And inhale, close. Exhale out. Inhale, and let's do 2 more. Shoulders pulling down and lower. Last one here. And in. So from here, I'm going to keep the band the same direction in my hands. I'm just going to grip onto it nice and strong, but I'm going to add a little more tension for myself. I'm going to pull those elbows to my hips. So I'm kind of in this winged position. You can see the band around my back. Sitting up nice and tall. On the exhale, I'm just going to press the arms out to the sides, like I'm making a letter T with my arms, and then slowly bend the elbows back to my hips. So we exhale, press and extend, like you're making giant wings with those arms, and slowly bend. And again, you can go at your own pace here. Feel free to drop the band at any time, add or relieve tension, whatever's best for your body. As I'm pressing out, I'm pulling my shoulder blades together. So you should really feel this in the back of the body around those shoulder blades. So you can slide the shoulder blades together as the arms extend. Let's go for 2. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend. Last one, press and hold. From here, you're going to give me 3 little exhales to your right side. So you're going to go exhale, 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 inhale, center, bend the arms. Press the arms out to the left side. We go exhale, 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 inhale, center, elbows in. Now on every exhale, we're going to see if you can get just a little further out. So we're going to press out. We exhale, exhale further, inhale, center, and in. So really using those obliques as you go to your rotation and back. And see if you can also grow a little taller, reaching up, and up, back to center and in. Last one here, press it out to the left, rotate, rotate, rotate back to center, elbows in, and release. So from here, you're going to take your band, I'm going to place it right on my mat, I'm going to unfold it, and then I'm going to sit my bottom right on top of it. So I'm going to use my bottom to anchor my band. So I'm going to take the band from my left side, I'm going to bring it across my body, I'm going to grab it with my right hand so that it's coming through my thumb side, out my pinky side, And it's going to be palm facing in. So you can see my fist is facing into my body. Left hand just goes onto my shin or onto my knee. We're going to do what I like to call a Popeye movement. So I'm going to take my elbow, I'm going to bring it up towards the sky and slowly lower down. I need a little more tension here, but you can adjust yours as needed. So we exhale, pull, and inhale to release. I'm really trying to keep that shoulder down as I pull that elbow out. This might be recognizable to you as the beginning of your sword pull when we're doing side arm work on the reformer. And again, I'm trying to keep that shoulder blade flat on my back behind me. So making sure my scapula are not winging here. And the wrist is staying really long in line with my forearm. Let's go for 2. And the last one here, exhale, pull, and release. So all I'm going to do here is change my grip. So I'm going to take my right hand, and I bring my palm facing out so that the band is going through my pinky side, out of my thumb side. Now I'm going to take my fist, face it inwards as I anchor my elbow to the hip. This is everyone's favorite here, keeping the forearm in line with the wrist. External rotation through that shoulder girdle, we open and close. Exhale, open your book. Inhale, close your book. So again, I'm really focusing on keeping that shoulder open and that shoulder blade flat on the back. Try not to crack the wrist. Here's a wrong movement here. You can see my wrist is cracking. We're going to keep it nice and flush with the forearm so that we don't have the wrist doing the movement, but we have the movement coming from the back of the body underneath the shoulder blade. Let's go for 2. And last one here. And close. So we'll take that left side, we'll drop it down, we'll switch sides. I'm going to take the band from the right, pulling it across the body to my left. I'm going to start with that Popeye. So I'm going to have the band come through my thumb side, out my pinky side, and I'm going to have my fist facing into my body, right hand on my shin, on my quad, or on my knee, and we're going to exhale, pull out into that Popeye. Inhale, release. So we exhale, pull, and release. I just give myself a little more tension there, so that's something more to work with, but again, you can adjust as necessary. Really keeping that left shoulder down as you slide the elbow out. I don't know if you can see why I call this Popeye yet, but if you have another better name for it, feel free to share in the comments. Let's go for 2. Last one here, we'll exhale. Slowly release. So again, we're just going to switch our grip here. So I'm going to turn the palm in to face my body. The band comes up my thumb side, up my pinky side, out my thumb side, and then I'm going to anchor that elbow to the hip, really opening through the shoulder. So flooding that shoulder down the back, shoulder blade is flat. Exhale as you open your book. Inhale to close. Exhale to open. Inhale to close. Again, really watch your wrist here. We don't want the movement coming from the wrist. The movement comes from the back of the body underneath the shoulder blade. Exhale and inhale. Let's just do 2 more here. Thanks for sticking it out with me. Last one here. And slowly release. So I'm going to take that band out from underneath my bottom, and I'm going to bring it right in front of my body. So I'm going to bring it right out front. It doesn't have to be fully flat or anything. I'm going to have the hands about shoulder distance apart. You can have as much or as a little tension on your band to start as you'd like, but that's kind of nice, neutral spine. Dropping the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. Again, you can always extend the legs forward if you'd like. And what we'll do is we'll extend out to the sides of that band. So we're just pulling the band apart. Exhale, pull, and release. Exhale, pull, and release. So options here, you can release some of the tension, make it a little easier, or you can do single arms. You can always do one arm at a time, or you can continue pulling with both arms, whatever is best for you today. Exhale, control it in. So don't let the band do the work for you to come back to center. So you can bring a little resistance to the arms as you bring them back to center. So resisting against that band, not letting it do all the work. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, release. Again, the wrists are straight here. Release. Just give those arms a little wiggle, a little roll, and then we'll bring the same stance right overhead. So I'm going to bring the arms up right in front of the head, and I'm going to drop the shoulders down. So what we don't want is those shoulders up in the ears. I'm going to drop them down the back, closing ribs. And again, we're just gonna pull that band apart and release. So you just find a little different movement here. Maybe a little more shoulders. Again, you can always do one arm at a time if that's better for your body. You can always release some of the tension. Keeping those shoulders down, just gotta check myself there as well. Ribs are closed. Let's go for 2. And last one here. Keeping the arms up, we'll just take a little stretch. So I'm just gonna lean to my right side. I'm gonna pull down with that band, just giving me a nice little lateral stretch back up to center. And then just switching sides, getting a nice little stretch on the side of my body. Feel free to go back to that one later if you just want a little extra stretch. So let's come back onto our backs and let's get into some of those shoulder bridges, a little bit of glute work. So I'm gonna lie down on my back. I'm gonna have my legs hip distance apart, my feet flat, knees are bent. Neutral spine here to start. I'm gonna take my band right overhead, right where we were. So again, just adjusting your grip so your arms are about shoulder distance apart. Dropping the shoulders down the back, and then we're gonna take the arms, we're just gonna bring them back overhead, just to where your biceps are about in line with your ears, or only as far as you can keep your ribs closed. So just to demo what we don't want is this. You can see my ribs are flailed open. What we want is a nice controlled rib cage. So I'm gonna bring my arms just about here where I can keep my ribs closed. So we'll take a big inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna find imprint first. Roll the hips to the sky as you simultaneously take those arms down right on top of the thighs. You're gonna press that band into the thighs as you lift the hips up into the band. And then slowly articulate the spine down one vertebrae at a time as the arms reach up overhead, back in line with the ears as you release to neutral. So big inhale. Exhale, imprint, lifting the hips, rolling them to the sky as the arms come down over the thighs, pressing the band into the legs into the band, turning the back of the legs, glutes and hamstrings on. Slowly articulate down as the arms reach up and back overhead, one vertebrae at a time as you go all the way down. And again, if you need to add something between the knees here to keep them tracking in line with the ankles, feel free to put a ball, a yoga block, or even a pillow between your knees just to give you something to squeeze there. So we exhale, rolling up, pressing the hips to the sky, the band into the legs, turning those glutes and hamstrings on, and then slowly roll it down. Nice articulation of the spine as you bring the arms back overhead, release to neutral. Let's do a few more here. Exhale as you roll it up, pressing the arms down, the hips up, and then slowly release. One more like this, full range, all the way up, and we press. Slowly roll down. You should really feel those back of the legs turned on by now. Last one, let's come up and hold. So holding at the top, really pressing that band down into the thighs, working the back of the legs here so you pulse hips up into the band, lower an inch, pulse up into the band. Lower an inch, exhale, pulse up. So the arms are staying stable. You're pressing that band down across the thighs, and then you're just pulsing from the back of the legs, glutes and hamstrings, working into the band. So you get a nice workout for the back of the legs here. Let's go for 2. Exhale, press. Release, last one, press. Release all the way down, one vertebrae at a time, bringing those arms back overhead, and release. So we're going to take that band and place it around the left ball of the foot. So around the left ball of the foot, making sure you've got even straps on each side, choking up on the straps as much as you need to have tension, and then anchoring the elbows back into the mat again. So I'm going to have that left leg long. I'm going to have that right knee bent, foot is flat, wrist where it was. Taking a big inhale, this time, instead of rolling up, we're going to hinge the hips to the sky. So you're in a half shoulder bridge here. So I've got my left leg up, right leg's working really hard, making sure those hips are really stable and level. I'm going to take that left leg, lower it down in line with my right leg, and then back up to the sky. So you lower the left leg down and up. And again, let's think length through that left leg. Instead of just lowering down, think about working out. Can you push down through that right leg even more? I know I just did. Really getting those hips up to the sky. Should feel that right glute and hamstring working super hard. Let's go for 2. Last one here, we lift. Press up through that right leg, and then just drop the hips straight down, no articulation here. Bending that left knee to tabletop. We're gonna lift the head, neck, and shoulders up, finding imprint, and then extend the right leg out. Let's go right into single leg bicycles. So you're gonna press the left leg out as the right leg bends, and switch. So just a nice little bicycle here. I know I just tricked you right into some ab work. But keeping that spine imprinted, you'll always have the option to lower the chest if you want less, and you always have the option to drop the band as well. And switch. Just a few more here. Last set. Let's take that left leg up to the sky, right leg is long, right into our scissors. So again, with that left leg, can you think about length through the leg instead of lowering, so you really get that tension in the band. Chin is off the chest, spine is imprinted. Maybe lift up a little higher, getting those shoulder blades off the mat. For 2. Last one. Let's slowly lower the chest first. Bending the left knee, I'm gonna take my right foot, tricky transition here, right into the band. Take the left foot down to the mat. So left knee is bent, right leg goes up to the sky. We're gonna go right into our shoulder bridge on the other side. So taking a big inhale here. Exhale, press into the left foot to lift the hips straight up to the sky. Those hips are lifted and level. We'll lower that right leg out and down and back up. So you're thinking about lengthening through that leg, reaching out instead of down. Can you push up through that left foot? That left hip gets a little higher. Keeping those hips nice and level. Last one here, we lift. And then just dropping the hips, no roll. Bend that right knee. Extend the left leg out. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders, finding your imprint right into that bicycle. So we press and bend. Press and bend. You can always add more tension by choking up on the band. Can you lift the chest a little higher? Focusing on that imprint, pulling the ribs down. Let's do one more set here. Let's take that right leg up to the sky, right into our scissors. We reach and lift, and reach and lift. Again, really lengthen through that leg, not just lower, but really reach. Get it as long as you can. Chin is off the chest. Feel free to take a break if you need it. For 2. Last set. Up. We lower the chest, bend the knee, take the band off, give those knees a little hug. So while we're here, let's just take a mini stretch break. So I'm going to take my right ball of the foot back into that band, right up to the sky here, if I can get it on. I'm going to keep that left knee bent, just grabbing onto the band with both hands. I'm just going to pull that leg in towards me for a little hamstring stretch. And then taking both ends of the band into my left hand, I'm going to pull it across the body, turning the toes down. So just get a little IT band stretch, trying to keep both hips anchored here. Coming back up through center, both ends of the band go to my right hand, and we'll pull that leg out to the side. So just a little inner thigh stretch, but really keeping both hips anchored. Option to extend that bottom leg if that's more comfortable for you. Coming back up to center, switching. So I'll just keep my right foot in when I switch to my left. Send my right leg down, left leg to the sky, holding on with both ends. I'm going to flex my toes, so I can pull that leg in towards me. And then taking both ends of the band into my right hand, I'll pull it across the body, turning the toes down so I get that nice IT band stretch. Ooh, that feels nice. Let's come back up to center. Both ends of the band into the left hand, inner thigh stretch. I'm just going to place my right hand onto my hip so I can feel it really heavy on the mat. Just a little tactile cueing for myself here. Coming back up to center, we'll slowly release. And you don't think that I forgot about the planks now, did I? So for our side planks today. Let's start with the options. So first option is to ditch the band altogether and just do this without the band. Second option is to go onto your forearm. So you can do this without the band as well. So your forearm plank will be here. Or if you want to follow me, we're going to take the band. We're going to place it around the back. So you want this to be just across your shoulder blades. You want it to be pretty flat here. And so I'm going to extend my hands out so I've got some tension. I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to place it down onto the mat. I might need to adjust my tension when I get in here. It's kind of tricky, but I'm sure you are all pros at home, so we'll be able to do this together. I'm going to start with my bottom knee bent just to really help me get into position. My top knee is bent and my foot is flat. I'm going to lift the hips, and then I'm going to slide my top foot out. You can always stay here in modified plank, or you can extend your bottom leg out, finding side plank, reaching that top arm up to the sky. And I need a little more tension here, so I'm just going to choke up. So really pulling that right side body up, pressing down through that right arm. You're going to have full tension in the band. Can you lift those hips a little higher? And from here, we're just going to thread the needle with the band. So you can take that top arm, lift the hips higher as you reach that left arm underneath you, and then come back up to center. So as you rotate down, you lift the left or the bottom hip even higher, and then you come back up. So really pulling those obliques up as you rotate and back to center. Just two more, I promise. Reach and back to center, pushing up through that bottom arm. Last one, reach. Back up to center, and then slowly lower the hips, bending down with grace and control. I'm just going to keep my bands where they are, so I can just turn to the other side. So I'm going to have that bottom hand down. I'm going to start with my left knee bent on the mat. My right foot is flat with my knee lifted. That's just to really help me get into position easier. My bottom hand is flat with my fingers spread. I'm going to start by lifting my hips up first, so you can stay here in modified plank, or you can follow me. We'll extend that right foot out, lifting that top arm up, and then the left foot. Yeah. So you've got a nice strong plank position. Again, I need a little more tension here, but you can always adjust yourself. And then we're going to take that top arm, rotate it down as you lift the hips even higher, threading the needle. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, thread the needle, lift the hips. Inhale, back. Again, if it's too much, feel free to drop the band or just hold side plank. One more here. We exhale, rotate. Inhale, slowly drop the hips and coming back to center. And that is all for today. Thank you for joining me for Pilates with resistance bands, and I will see you all next time.